Hello. So welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing something I haven't done in probably years on this channel, which is a book haul. But while I was traveling for work, I had the pleasure of going to 3 different bookstores. I love to go to different independent bookstores when I travel, so it was definitely on my mind all week, like, when do I get to go to a bookstore? So I made that happen. To start, let me get them in order. So to start, on the way to Portland, I went through Chicago. And Chicago, like some other airports in the US, has an independent bookstore that operates a store out of different terminals in the airport. So I went to Barbara's Books in the Chicago airport and I picked up 2 books. So the first one I got, I was super excited to see. I didn't actually know this was even out, and I really don't know that much about it, but it is apparently Claire Keegan's new collection. So it's called So Late in the Day, Stories of Women and Men by Claire Keegan. And it's just, I think it's 3 stories about maybe 3 different people. I think they're interconnected stories. But I have liked everything I have read so far from Claire Keegan, so I was really excited to see this, and I imagine I will like this as well. And then I picked up The Starter Villain by John Scalzi. I mean, this cover, can we talk about it? A cat in a business suit. John Scalzi is a sci-fi writer that's been around for a while. Rachel from the channel Colonnati has talked about John Scalzi a lot. So I saw this, and the combination of the name recognition and the cover were what made me want to pick it up. I think that it's about a kid who inherits his uncle's supervillain business or something like that. I'm really not sure, but it does sound funny. So that was the second one I picked up. And then on the tail end of my trip on Friday, I was able to go downtown and go to a couple of bookstores. So my main intent was to go to Longfellow Books. So that was the first place that I hit up, and I'm going to do these kind of all together. I went to Longfellow Books, and then I was headed to a different store, and I passed by Sherman Books, which is apparently the oldest bookstore, independent bookstore in the state of Maine. So that was super exciting. Both of them were really lovely bookstores with just, like, I could have been in there all day, honestly. I didn't have a ton of time because I wanted to get back before it got dark, but I really enjoyed kind of walking around both of those. And if I go back to Maine for work again, which I probably will, then I will definitely spend some more time in both of those bookstores. I picked up 2 children's books. So the first one I picked up is called Christmas Ahoy, and this is just super cute. It's about, it's like a boat Christmas parade, and then they're all just like decorated for Christmas. It's really, really, really sweet. And yeah, it's just got neat art. It's a quick one. I was looking for more Christmas children's books. So if you have recommendations for Christmas children's books, I would love them, because we need more of them. And then the other children's book I got was The Cat at Night. And this one's really cute because it's kind of like entertainment education, because the book talks about how we see this, and then it's like, what do you think the cat sees? And then we get to see the full color, because cats see at night like it's daytime. Ooh, bless me. They see at night like it's daytime, so that was fun. And Grayson is like super obsessed with the cats, or mostly Simon, much to Simon's disappointment. So thought this would be a good one, and he did really like it. So then in terms of books for me, the first one I got is one that I like went into the bookstore actively looking for, which is Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree. So this is the prequel to the Legends and Latte book, and I really enjoyed Legends and Latte. It was just like a comforting, fun romp of a read. So I knew that I was going to pick this up, and my husband has actually already read it. Like, I came back and I handed it to him, and he read it in less than 24 hours. So I knew that he was going to want to read it. So yeah, this one is, I think, about, actually I don't know what any of these are about. That I think anyone who has been around this channel long enough knows that my book hauls are just like, hey, look, a pretty book, and me telling you why I bought it, but less about the actual books. So yeah, I feel like this one doesn't really need explanation. And then I got one hardcover, which is Madalena and the Dark by Julia Fine. And this one, like, I picked it up and put it down, and then I was like, no, I do want to read this, and ended up putting back a different book that I had picked up, because I was like, this actually sounds like something I could get super into, and I feel like will be like a really good January read. But it's set in the 1700s, and it's like centered around music, but the part that really got me is at the end of the synopsis. It says that it is lush and heady, swirling with music and magic. Madalena and the Dark is a Venetian fairy tale about the friendship between two girls and the boundless desire that will set them free if it doesn't consume them first. So it sounded like it's like maybe sapphic, but definitely like a female friendship vibe, and like darkness, like things are happening. So I don't know, it just sounded really good. I'll let you know how I get on with that one. Then I got The Private Lives of Trees by Alejandro Zambra, which is translated by Megan McDowell, and actually almost picked up 2 books by this author because both of them sounded really interesting. But this one is about a man who's like waiting for his wife to come home, I think, and telling their daughter a story that has to do with like the trees. But then as it gets later and later and his wife hasn't come home yet, he starts to worry about like what would happen if she doesn't come home, and all of that. And then like it kind of weaves itself with the story, I think. Sounded super interesting. Need more translated fiction on my shelves, and yeah, picked that one up. And then the last one I almost picked up in Longfellow Books, but then I was like, no, I gotta cut myself off. And then when I went in Sherman Books, I saw this on like the recommendation shelf, like right inside the door, and that is We All Want Impossible Things by Catherine Newman. And this is a book about grief and friendship, and it will destroy me. Essentially, these two people have been friends for 40 years, and one of them is dying of ovarian cancer, and the other is like sitting with her through hospice, and like they're reliving and talking about their lives, and just like the one friend coming to terms with this big giant loss. And this sounds like it's going to be absolutely beautiful, but I'm going to sob, I bet. And I tend to like sad books, so yeah, we'll see. But after I saw it at 2 places, it was recommended in both, I was like, you know, it also sounds like something I would like, so I picked it up. So those are all the books that I picked up on my trip. Probably more than I needed to, considering that I am trying not to buy a bunch of books, and also my board game is to tell me how many books I can buy at the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link the board game up here. And I just bought, what, 6 books? Yeah, 6 books. Whatever. I'm excited about all of these, so that is what matters, and I supported independent bookstores, which doubly matters. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have read any of these or are intrigued by any of these, I would love to chat about them in the comments down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!